Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Aksharadhare. I'm Devraj. I hope you guys are enjoying learning rate and earning rate, and also following the tips which I have given in the previous videos, and also they were useful. I hope. So before going to start today's paper idea, I would request you guys to please subscribe the channel, like and comment. If you like the video, please share it to your friends. It may be useful for somebody is to utilize the opportunities from Akshardhara and the team. So let's start reading the newspaper, the Hindu, which is very important for the point of competitive exams. So this is the front page. UK naval groups to train in India. States to take turns to present tableau. Gunmen storm TV studio in Ecuador. Sheikh Hasina enjoys popular support. However, she must be more accommodative. India Afghanistan T20 series from today. Shinde's faction is real Shiv says Pico. Rahul Narvekar refuses to disqualify 30 MLAs from both factions, citing lack of valid grounds. Will move the Supreme Court says rival factions Shiv Sena chief Uddhav Thackeray. Shinde says number are important in a democracy, points out factions majority. India seen as crucial pillar of stability amid global uncertainties. Says Modi, accused in hand chopping case held after 13 years. Congress decides to skip a Ram Temple event. BSP should join hands with India coalition. Ajay Roy, UP Congress chief says Mayawati should heed the imperative of broader opposition unity to take on the might of the ruling BJP in the state. As CM disperses installment, Congress rakes up dip in numbers in MP scheme. Ustad Rashid Khan laid to rest with state honors. Pan India jobs racket busted in Odisha, three arrested police. Rajasthan CM flags of 2100 oil drums for Sita Rasul. Karnataka HC paves the way for men to join as nursing officers in the army. Exclusive reservation can only be justified in places like in girls or ladies' hostels, the court said. API's five Lok Sabha seats in Haryana had a second round of talks with Congress. CBI books three ex-officials of Satluj Jal Vidyut Nigam. Mamatha in danger of losing honest image as Trinamool tries to shake up corruption taint. Siro Malabar Church gets a new major archbishop. Field local candidate from Darjeeling will contest as independent BJP MLA. Kursiyang MLA Vishnu Pada Sharma has been vocal on the demand for the creation of Gokha land since he was elected to the Bengal Assembly in 2021. He says outsiders are not sensitive to issues of people of Darjeeling. The current MP is from a Gurkha community, but he hails from Manipur. Woman accused of killing son making contradictory statements, says police. Delhi police dies after inhaling toxic gas from a coal bridge. Malayalam filmmaker Vinu participated in Coimbatore. APHC grants anticipatory bail to Naidu in three cases. Maharashtra opens centers in Belagavi for health scheme. Resignation of Telangana PSC officials accepted. Vijayawada MP quits TTP to join YSRCP. BJP seeks to anchor its campaign around Modi in Kerala, marks winnable LCE seat, LS seats. IST develops warm vaccine for COVID 19. Majority community staff on the rolls will not dilute minority status of AMU CSC. After a record 111 NGOs got FCRE node in 2023, 30 get clearance in January. Keep up conflict zones, some DGP tells youth. Outfits oppose move to revive ST status of Kuki Joe communities. RJD Supremo is a symbol of corruption, says Bihar BJP chief. ED summons NC President today for questioning. UK to send advanced naval groups for training with the Indian forces. Supreme Court shifts Umar Khalid bail plea hearing to January 24 on alias request. Democracy in danger sees opposition. Narvika's verdict in Sinal split case not surprising. Uddhav Thackeray must challenge 18 says Sharad Pawar. Congress terms it an undemocratic judgment. BJP leader Devendra Fadnavis congratulates Shinde on the ruling, says the government will successfully complete its tenure. Congress will lose co-Hindu support by say staying away. AVHP. BJP starts early to name some candidates in February, hold a jumbo meeting in Delhi. BJP trying to create hurdles for Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra, says Congress. Seat sharing talks with India Hall is at an advanced stage. Congress panels in Karnataka to check implementation of poll guarantees. Mamata holds a Trinamool strategy meet for election. And a new deal, each state can field a W once in 3 years. 28 states agreed to Defense Ministry's new rotation plan for Republic Day parade W election, under which every state and union territory will be accommodated. Move comes amid repeated controversies and complaints over non-inclusion. Rajasthan Minister urges couples to have many children. CSF takes charge of security at the new Hyderabad airport. INB Ministry suspends news channels license for 30 days. As a report exposes severe gaps in accessibility for disabled persons across courts in India. Armed UAVs in the hands of non-state actors pose a challenge, says Navy Chief. Anjaneya the non-peril. A super energetic particle from outer space could help physics. A cosmic ray that has been dubbed Amaterasu appears to have reached the Earth from an empty part of the universe. This suggests the possibility of unknown astronomical phenomena and new physical origins behind the standard model in the area of origin. 2023 may have been warmest in 1 lakh years. Star appears to rotate above a facility of the telescope array. The Cosmic Ray Observatory in Utah, the US, the facility's data contained evidence on the Amaterasu. By studying cosmic rays, scientists discovered many subatomic particles at the source of cosmic rays, and the reason they are so energetic remain a mystery 86 years after their discovery. Celebrating the alkali metals we take for granted. A manifesto for justice that has sprung from crisis. This is the laws. Let's read this editorial page written by the individual. As India staggers through multiple crises, there is a desperate search for solutions to the problems of unemployment, social and cultural strife, ecological collapse, and erosion of democratic rights. The last few years have seen a worsening situation. The recent desperate attempt by unemployed people to draw attention to their plight by gate crashing parliament, the sinking of Joshimat and the dam burst in Sikkim, the conflict in Manipur, the attempt to stifle democratic voices by slapping police cases against activists and journalists and lawyers who dare to speak up, by suspending opposition members of parliament and mercy are indicative of the growing Malaysia affecting India. We are not alone. Our crises are engulfing other parts of the world. Hope lies in the many initiatives to resist the forces of destruction and to construct alternative pathways of meeting human needs and aspirations. Some of these come from governments and businesses. Many are by communities and people's collectives. There is a growing demand for basic policy level shifts to support such alternative approaches. A gathering of initiatives. On December 18, 85 people's movements and civil society organizations released a People's Manifesto for a Just, Equitable, and Sustainable India, gathered under the national platform. Vikalpa Sangam Alternatives Complaints. These groups represent hundreds of initiatives working on ecological food production, decentralized water harvesting and management, community-based energy production and dignified housing and settlements, meaningful education and health security, locally empowered decision making and assistance against destructive projects. In about a decade, Vikalpa Sangam has convened over 30 physical assemblies, published 5,500 stories of positive change, brought out a collective vision of the India we want, and advocated policy changes. The manifesto is aimed at the general election 2024, but also at various local to national institutions and processes. And the economy it takes on the serious crisis of unemployment, especially among the youth, urging priority attention to small manufacturing crafts, added produce from agriculture, forestry, fisheries, and pastoralism, and the extension of the National Rural Employment Guarantee Act to urban areas. To make these viable, it asks that all goods and services that can be produced through handmade and small manufacturing should be reserved for use. The Vikalpa Sangam process has compared hundreds of practical examples of these approaches. Its website www.vikalpasangam.org Wachi has stories of rural revival leading to reduced out migration, and in many cases even a reverse migration back from cities and large industries to villages and small manufacturing or crafts. There are dozens of stories of dignified remunerative livelihoods based on agriculture or other land based occupations, combined with new ones such as homestay based tourism, youth enterprises combining traditional and modern knowledge and technologies, and other ways to escape the mechanized and creative rat race of mass industrial production. Such examples will remain limited in their reach as long as macroeconomic policies and budgets are focused on large industry controlled by big corporations and government agencies. With extreme inequalities of economic and political power, the manifesto demands curbs on the enormous black economy, reduction in the ratio of highest and lowest salaries, greater wealth and inheritance taxation of the rich, and basic income and pension for all workers. Not noting about the increasing authoritarian tendencies of the state and the unfinished task of decentralization. The manifesto asks for real devolution of financial and legal powers to village and urban assemblies, full implementation of panchayat laws, a comprehensive law on accountability of state agencies, including mandatory public audits, and reviving the independence of institutions such as the Election Commission and the media. Remarking also on the illegitimate crackdown on peaceful dissent, the manifesto seeks the repeal of repeatedly misused laws like Unlawful Activities Prevention Act and the National Security Act, expressing concern about interfaith and inter-ethnic conflicts, hate speech, and vulnerabilities of minorities. The manifesto asks for forums of dialogue and restoring coexistence and for priority in all public and private institutions to the most marginalized sections, women, Dalits, Adivasis, religious and sexual minorities, persons with disability. It seeks to reserve 6% of GDP for education based on mother tongue, activity based culturally and ecologically rooted learning. It notes the need for community health processes based on multiple systems, priority to preventing ill health through adequate nutrition, safe water, and other determinants of a healthy life, and for all these 3% of the GDP. A specific focus on environmental issues. The manifesto urges a national land and water policy that protects important ecological functions such as water and soil, effective community led conservation of wildlife and biodiversity, and collective rights to natural resources by extending a law such as the Forest Rights Act to other ecosystems. It urges complete conservation of India's farming to organic biologically diverse methods by 2040 and drastic cuts in toxic products, plastics, and other non biodegradable materials, decentralized water harvesting managed by communities, decentralized and renewable energy, and phasing out of fossil fuels and the nuclear power by 2030 are suggested. The manifesto asks to roll back the weakening of environmental impact assessment and forest clearance processes, and introduce impact assessment of sectors such as energy as a whole. A environmental a national environment commissioner is recommended with an independent constitutional status like that of the election commissioner or the controller and auditor general. The climate crisis already bearing down on tens of millions of Indians in the form of erratic weather, extreme heat, and the drying up of water sources, including glaciers, needs much greater priority than given so far. This includes a greater allocation for helping communities adapt to these impacts. There are other recommendations spread over 25 pages, summarized as a 21-point charter backed by document examples available on Vikalpa Sangam's website. This is not an exercise in abstract, wishful thinking, but will political parties and government listen. A previous attempt like this in 2019 resulted in some parties including some recommendations in their election manifestos. The one that came to power had not included anything, but even if parties incorporate some crucial points, they may not implement them. As citizens of India, we need to be much more alert and proactive, demanding that elected representatives do what they are supposed to do, but also asserting our own voice in all decisions affecting our lives. In a special section, the manifesto will also urge us enabling the voices of the country's large youth population. Many decades ago, the Adivasi village, Menda Lekapa, Gadchiroli district of Maharashtra, stated, "We elect the government in Delhi, but in our village, we are the government." The women farmers in Telangana have asserted incomplete control over seeds, knowledge, water, and land to achieve nutritional security. Residents associations in Bhuj town of Kutch have implemented local decision making as part of urban planning. The Vikalp Sangam manifesto is infused with these notions of direct and accountable democracy, economic self reliance, ecological responsibility, and socio cultural equality. Member organizations of the Vikalpa Sangam will continue promoting these through the advocacy and ground action. An expanding Gotcha war with no endgame in sight. Let's read this article. The former diplomat. With the Gaza war having reached its 3 month mark, it has spread dangerously to Lebanon, Iraq, Yemen, and even Iran. On January 2, an Israeli drone strike on a Hamas office in Beirut killed Saleh al Arouri, the deputy head of the Hamas leadership located abroad. The next day, two explosions in Kerman at the mausoleum of General Qasem Soleimani, the former head of the AI Quds Force, killed 95 people who had gathered at the shrine to mourn on the fourth anniversary of his assassination. Though the Islamic State has claimed responsibility, many Iranians suspect it to be Israelis' hand. And on January 4th, the United States announced the targeted killing of the head of an Iran affiliated militia in Baghdad that has been attacking American targets since the beginning of the Gaza war. These attacks have occurred amidst the ongoing skirmishes in the Red Sea's water over the last several weeks, with the Houthis targeting commercial shipping with drones and missiles and inviting strong US retaliation. The Houthis have demanded that humanitarian assistance be provided urgently to the beleaguered Palestinians in Gaza. These attacks have escalated tensions in the already volatile region that is reeling from the death and destruction wreaked by Israel in Gaza since early October. Over the last 3 months, over 22,000 Palestinians have been killed, most of them women and children, while nearly 2 million have been displaced. The largest displacement of Palestinians in history, an extraordinary humanitarian catastrophe faces the 2 million strong Palestinian community in Gaza. Netanyahu could pursue escalation. Israeli troops have also expanded their military operations to the West Bank. Nearly 300 Palestinians have been killed, several thousand taken into detention, and numerous homes destroyed. Israeli cabinet ministers have complimented the violence of the soldiers by calling for the cleansing of Gaza Palestinians and the resettlement of the enclave with the Jewish settlers. The major concern at present is that a desperate Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu might pursue the escalation trajectory as despite the mass killings in Gaza. Israel has very little to show for its efforts, though committed to the destruction of the Hamas war machine and of the movement itself. No prominent Hamas leader has been apprehended in Gaza, while Hamas continues to inflict damage on Israeli soldiers on the ground fighting. A few thousand women and children have been detained by Israeli security to reveal the location of Hamas leaders, with no apparent success so far. There are concerns that a al Arouri killing was carried out to proclaim some success in the war on Hamas. Saleh al Arouri, by all accounts, was a soft target. Though he has been a prominent presence in the Hamas leadership in recent years, he had been located in Beirut and was principally liaising with Hezbollah and Iran. Most reports suggest that he had no involvement with the planning or execution of the October 7th, 2023 attacks. Peace in is distant. Targeted killings serve no useful purpose while the deceased leaders are quickly replaced. The assassinations increase mutual hostility and escalate tensions. The worrying possibility is that Mr. Netanyahu might not be averse to a regional conflagration. Following the political and military failures that facilitated Hamas October 7 attacks with no military access to speak up so far. Now, with the Supreme Court rejecting his judicial reforms proposals, the Prime Minister faces the imminent prospect of resignation, arrest, and imprisonment. Could a desperate Netanyahu not wish to seize this opportunity to obliterate all Palestinian resistance, eliminate Hezbollah as a fighting force, and deliberate Iran as a threat? The reason why this prospect is even being raised is because through the 3 month war in Gaza, no major player has exhibited a vision for a strategy regarding the end game and the day after the cessation of hostilities. Behind the bellicose claims relating to the examination of Hamas and ethnic cleansing of the occupied territories, Israel has shown no clarity about its war aims or the management of Gaza after the war. Certainly, there is no mention of a longer term peace process. Thus, mass killings in Gaza and provocative targeted assassinations in the neighborhood have become hands in themselves. A role for Saudi Arabia. The US has been in search of a policy from day one behind its total political and military support for Israel. The Biden administration has shed crocodile tears over humanitarian concerns but achieved nothing on the ground. The region's already discredited hegemon appears incapable of insisting on a peace process. Obviously, the clout of Israel's right wing supporters in Washington have paralyzed the government and lulled it into somnolence. The Arab states have exhibited neither voice nor leadership so far behind pointless conferences and resolutions. There is no sign of a consensual and peaceful approach to the broader Palestine issue or even concerns about regional security. The principal responsibility for ushering in a peace now rests on Saudi Arabia. It alone has the regional and global standing to insist that its views be deferred to. Having shrugged off its subordination to US diktat, it has been confidently pursuing an independent foreign policy that resonates positively with the world's leading powers. Palestinian interest and regional peace require but robust and proactive Saudi initiatives, which have been missing so far. This is the time when West Asian rulers and their people should be on the same side to serve the region's interest. Failing that, they will be swept away in the tidal wave of regional conflict they have done nothing to prevent. Comfortable win. Sheikh Hasina enjoys popular support, but she must be more accommodative. Change for the worse. India and Maldives should see the benefits of closer ties. A colonial discourse on the wheel. In Kanpur, A consolation prize, Rupinder Singh's Karan Kunal's victory has infused the Congress with some energy. Boeing's bestseller, the 737 MAX, it's on the air pocket again. Text and context. The number of countries that will go to post in 2024, 50 from Russia. The Botswana and De Beers deal for top diamond mine. The quantity of Chana dal sold under Bharat brand. Amount sanctioned for road project in Arunachal Pradesh. The amount the Adani Group will invest in Gujarat, 2 lakh crore. Laws around remission policy. Can the president of the nation or governor of a state grant pardon to a person convicted of a crime? What does the criminal procedure code provide? Why did the Supreme Court reverse the remission granted to the 11 convicts in the Bilkini Bano case? Bekis Bano case. Why did North India fog heavily in last weeks of 2023? What are the factors which contributed to the formation of fogs? How were file flights on trains affected? A primo paradox is the promise and problems of being Bangladesh. As Shakshi Kanshina wins another terms in office, term in office with the opposition boycotting the elections. The three books trace the journey of Bangladesh from 1972 to the present, where one party rule dominates the governance. They are also a reminder of how historical events continue to influence current politics. As aviation safety is back in the news with the scrutiny over the MAX family of Boeing aircraft, Equichon Airlines and Aviation. Nepal police arrest Buddha Bai over disappearances rape charges. Greece PM to legalize marriage and adoption by same-sex couples. Saudi Arabia says value of mineral resources has nearly doubled. Ahead of polls, China tells US it will never compromise on Taiwan. Blinken meets boss lays out vision for post-war Gaza. Sharing Togbe to become Bhutan PM for a second time as poll body confirms results. Australia Army shot three in West Bank without provocation. Gunman subdued after they stormed television studio in Ecuador issues live threats. 36 member Council of Ministers to take oath of office in Bangladesh today. Taiwan voters face flood of pro-China disinformation leading up to the polls. A wave of social media content, including videos accompanied by loud graphics and must aimed at candidates China opposes, have hit Taiwanese platforms ahead of the election. A fact-check investigation found some of the videos originated on Douyin, a version of TikTok available in China. US hit by extreme weather with flash floods, blackout. Japan resumes landfill work at new US military site despite local protest. AI powered misinformation biggest short term threat to global economy. ILO warns of rise in unemployment decline in real wages. Real wages declined in most G20 countries in 2023 as wage rates failed to keep pace with inflation, for pushing 1 million workers into extreme poverty. Ambani Adani woo investments at Gujarat meet. Lupin introduces smoking a cessation drug coffee in US. SEBI puts on hold IPO of Manappuram Finance Home. Indian firms will attract $500 billion from PE services in 5 years. Export firms must gear up for paperless customs in EU. Government says no plans yet to impose higher duty on finished steel imports. Tea Association of India warns of return to dog face of industry for industry. Ensures new business down 7% up to Q3. Rising prices cap India's thirst for crude oil imported from Russia. Price of Russian crude has risen in the face of OPEC plus production cuts and increased demand from China. Analysts say making it less attractive to Indian customers. In the 10 months after Russia invaded Ukraine, India saved about $3.6 billion by importing heavily discounted crude from Moscow. New Delhi and Moscow have ties dating back to the Cold War, and Russian mines by far the biggest arms supplier to the world's most populous country. Adani Airports listing only after achieving certain triggers. Jeet Adani. China's policy dilemma is boosting credit deflationary. Healy proud Harper team after the white ball success in India. Dinesh Karthik named batting consultant for England Lions. Osaka gets ready to make a slam return at the Star Stadium Open. Narendra Alps Talai was snapped 7 match winless run. Opportunity for aspirants to stake a climb for T20 World Cup spots. Kohli to miss the opening game for personal reasons. The focus will be on how the inexperienced Indian face attack fails in the team's last assignment before the showpiece event. The unpredictable Afghanistan team will be without its talisman Rashid, who is still not match fit. Players need to adapt and be flexible. Dravid. Aces Awards has 6 chapter voting lines open for 5 popular choices categories. Nancy strikes gold in the women's hill triple category. Djokovic Swiatek, the number one seeds at the year's first major. Harmanpreet Kaur's from a big cause for concern for the team management. The India's skipper, who has had a patchy run for the last couple of years, failed to turn the tide over a hectic 5 week window recently. Barring the 2 innings in the text against England last month, she hardly found her rhythm and finished with modest returns. She got out playing the sweep shot quite a lot, which she traditionally plays quite well. It might be down to some form. New Zealand appoints Adams as bowling coach. Lamichani jailed for 8 years after rape conviction. Glad to see young pacers emerging across the world. Shane Bond, India and SA court share the honors. Blasters down Lechong to make a confident start. IAS Express 23 after cylinders are found on campus. Satvik Chirag advance. Pranay Lakshu exit. PBA has given the players a feel of international volleyball. Muthuswamy, India's set of is that the country can make better use of technology to improve its game. Hopes that the league conducted in Tamil Nadu would help in producing talented players. UKK reaps benefits of Maharashtra's unviable cocoa talent pool. This is the last page, guys. So you guys can read for the point of current events, not very importantly. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the newspaper reading and keep reading for 2 years, 2 hours in a day to make you better in English communication and also for your better learning. And if you guys have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe the channel, like and comment. If you like the video, please share it with your friends. It may be useful for somebody to utilize the opportunities from Akshardhare and the team. See you in the upcoming videos, guys. Have a great day. Bye bye. Take care.